box right here. This Oklahoma Joe's Blackjack Kettle just got delivered to my house about an hour ago. I'm excited for it. Ordered from Home Depot. Got in within 4 days. So I'm ready. I'm ready to see what this kettle is going to look like, how it's going to perform. But in this video, I'm going to open it up, I'm going to assemble it. So when you get your blackjack, you know how to assemble it properly. So stick around. Nuts and bolts, instructions, and this has to be at the bottom where you place your wood, I'm assuming. Handlebars. Side shelf, cooking grate, normally this box houses the wagon wheels and whatever else that needs to go in it. So let's see. See if I'm right. Yep. Wagon wheel. Other items in here. That's gotta be for your charcoal grating. Bottom of the kettle. And then your lid. So far it looks pretty good condition. No dents, scratches. Legs. Go for the other leg. So when you're unboxing it, the other leg is going to be underneath the styrofoam. So make sure to check underneath the large styrofoam for the other legs. I'm going to lay everything out and start putting it together. This is what it looks like with everything out on the table. You got your smokestack, handle, your lid, shelf, ashtray, thermometer, wagon wheels, your cooking grate, your charcoal grate, your legs, and then the bottom shelf. There's the body, lid, and the body to the kettle. So let's get it together. Alright, instructions right there. Gonna go off by what it tells us to do. back. It's BAA EDGFC, because there's no labeling on that side, so you gotta check the back of it. Before you continue on this video, I want to address what you might notice when you're watching this video, or that you might have noticed the pictures you saw in the beginning of the video, is that how the legs are put on the kettle. What I mean by that is, if you take a look at the instructional book right here, it shows that the shelf is right here, and then the wagon wheels are right there, and then the handle to move the kettle was on this side. But on the instructions, how it tells you is that it wants you to place the wheels on the side. See, these are the wagon wheels of the handle where you move the kettle, and then right here, this is the shelf, and these are the legs without the wagon wheels. So that's just something to look at. You'll probably take a notice watching this video, and then also whenever you're assembling your kettle. But what you can also do is that if you don't want it to be the way it is in the instructional book, you can also just flip it, the legs, and have it to where the side shelf is going to be on the side of the wagon wheels, and vice versa. Just flip the legs. You can do that, because if you notice when you get the box too, it's also going to show you the same thing like it shows in the instructional book, with the wagon wheels this side and the side shelf on this side. But whenever you're completing it through the instructional book, it's going to tell you how to do it, and it's going to come out the way that you see it come out on this video. So just to give you a heads up and kind of point out there that I noticed it, in case you want to call me, call it out on it in the video, but I didn't notice it. But just a heads up. So let's continue on. Alright, in the instructions, whenever you're going to assemble the legs, make sure that you have the handle facing towards you. That's how it's displayed on the instructions. And it'll tell you exactly which leg is going which side, because you can see they're two different. Those don't have the wagon wheels, but these two do. So it'll be from this one, these four are going to be for just your regular legs, while the other side, that side, are going to be for wagon wheels. So just to give you a heads up on that, if you get confused on exactly which side the legs go on. I'm going to start on the side where it has the wagon wheels. You see that's where the wagon wheels go on. And 4 holes. Just line it up like that. So you're going to put bolts in first, washer nut go on the other side, and it tells you on here not to fully tighten. So just get in there where it's snug and it holds it in place, but to not tighten it. 1, 2, 3. And just repeat on the other 3. Okay, that's what it looks like with the 4 legs. On the inside, the washer and the nut go in the inside. Well, take a look at this. I'm kind of stumped on this, and I'm assuming it shouldn't be this way, but obviously this is brand new. But for the air, you see there's, it's not a gap, but then when you come on this side, look how wide that is. Opening right there, so I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like that. I mean, I believe that it's not supposed to, but I mean, if you're kind of closing it, you know, to not get so much air in there. I mean, there's a huge gap right there. Like I can stick like that much of my finger in there. So assume that it wouldn't help because more air would still be going in. But maybe this is just supposed to be, or if not, but I'll probably go ahead and contact Oklahoma Joe's or, you know, and see what they say. Maybe not supposed to be this wide, but that's only deep cell, only thing I've seen so far. Next is going to be the bottom shelf. I'm going to attach it up. Make sure that you have it flipped upside down. You're going to get 4 screws. And then just screw it on there as best as you can. Like that. I'm going to go ahead and do this one. Just like that. And then repeat. That's one of the reasons why they tell you not to tighten up the legs, is so it makes it easier to install the bottom shelf so you can move the legs around. Just like that. So you can tell the bolt goes in, just like that. And that's what it'll look like upside down. See how it's flat right here. Next, step number 4, I'm going to be attaching the wagon wheel. So here it is on this part. You're going to put washer on that end, another wagon wheel, and then another washer, and then your clip. Just like that. Let it roll. That's it. Remember, one washer on this side, another washer on this side, and then your clip. That's it. And then repeat for the other side. Right here's that one wagon wheel. Here's the other. Here's your clip. There's a washer on this side, washer on this side. So that's pretty much it. So this is what it looks like after steps 4. Now the next thing he wants you to do is to flip it on its wheels, on the other 2 legs, and then start tightening up all your bolts and everything. But I'm gonna go ahead and just tighten up everything up like this, and then I want to lay it on its legs and wheels. But do it however you want to do it, and you can use whatever you need. If you got a flathead screwdriver, Christian wrench, whatever, you know, that'll help. But let's continue on. Next step is going to be number 5. It's going to be attaching your side handle to move the kettle, and then your side shelf. So what's going to be done is that the handle that you grab on to actually move the kettle needs to be placed on the side of where the wagon wheels are at. See? So it's going to go on this side, like that. just like that. And then your side shelf, so it will go on the side where no wagon wheels. See? And then put it in here. Like that. Side shelf. The side no wheels. Handle to move the kettle. And the side of the wheels. Then go ahead and screw it on. Next is going to be your hinge to the lid. And this is going to go on the back side where the 4 holes are at. And then here's your hinge. And what you're going to do is this bottom piece right here goes like that. And then it tells you to use nuts, washers, bolts with it. And then also number G, these gaskets that you're going to put like that before you put the hinge on. You're going to place it on like that. Just do a gasket right over it like that. And then you put your hinge right over that. So let's get to it. All right. You see, I stuck the nut in there, bolt there, I'm sorry. And I put the little gasket over it. And then let's just get one just in there, washer. And then your nut. But I'm not gonna tighten it all the way. Just like that. And then for the other side, you get the gasket. Place it on there. Just like that. And then go ahead and get the other nut in there. Just that. Just like that. That's what it looks like with the hinge on. The nuts, your washer, and then the screws, and then the gasket that goes in between. That's what it looks like so far. We're getting there. Let's go on to step number 7, which is going to be attaching the lid. Nice feature to it. Now for the lid, which is step 7, it's going to be the same thing like when you're attaching the hinge to the body of the kettle. You're going to use these black gaskets again. It's going to be placed on the outside like that. And then you'll get dome, your lid on top. Then you'll get your screws on the bottom, nuts, bolts, wire, washers right there. So let's see if I can do it by myself, because this might take 2 people to do, but we'll see. Washer and nut. I'll tighten it on too tight. We'll be able to get it so it can move. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. There it is. I tighten them up And then it'll close down just like that. We're getting there. So you see how the back looks. Put the hinge on. Right, step 8 is going to be attaching the handle to the lid. And it goes just like that. So we're going to go nut like that. I'm going to washer the bottom, followed by the nut. So you see, just like that. See? And then you repeat for the other 3. Alright, here's the handle to the lid. 2, 4. They're all tightened up. So now, bam, closed. Looking pretty good, right? Let's continue on. Alright, we're still on step number 8. What we'll be doing is attaching smokestack, just like if you have a Bronco. It's gonna go in just like that, and then you just use your washers, your nuts, and your bolts to screw it in, and I'll show you. Alright, for this, you're just gonna get a bolt and your washer, stick it in like that, bring it up, just like that. Get your nut, screw it on the inside, just like that. Go ahead and repeat for the other 2. See how it is? Just repeat for the other 2, and that's it for that. There it is. Smokestack got it screwed in. Next, we're gonna go with the temperature gauge. Where the temperature gauge is gonna go to this hole right here. Alright, so what you're gonna get is for letter E, which is 2 thin washers. And you're gonna place 1 washer right there on the temp gauge. And that's gonna go in through there, as you can see. Then you get the other E washer, place it like that. And then you get it, and then by holding in place the temp gauge, start screwing it in right here. It's recommended not to turn the temp gauge to get it on, but to twist right here to get it on. You don't want to damage the temp gauge. So just like that. You can see. And then just like that. Alright, so that's what it looks like when the lid's closed to the kettle. Looking good, looking good. Here comes the easiest parts of assembling this kettle. You're gonna get your ash pan, just like that. And then charcoal grate. And then the cooking grate. How does that look? Man, can't wait to cook on it. Alright, well, here it is, all assembled. Tell you what, I love the way it looks. I love that it has hinges for the lid. You know, it's going to be the same if you have Oklahoma Joe smokers. Same looking thermostat, to gauge, to smokestack, side shelves. Same thing with on the Bronco. Same looking door handle, same emblem, same wagon wheels. But overall, just by the look of it, I like the way it looks. You know, we'll see if this is a way that Oklahoma Joe's gets into the kettle game. You know, because Weber's #1 when it comes to the kettle. So we'll see what it does, stacks up against the Weber. You know, when it comes to sales and all that, and reviews and what people think of it. You know, only time will tell once you start cooking on it and how it performs as good as a Weber. So I'll see, you know, but just by looking at it, I think it's attractive looking. You know, I think someone who would see it at, you know, the box store or even online. That's why I purchased mine online at Home Depot, and will gravitate to it. And there are maybe just that one thing that I showed early on when I was assembling it, when it comes to the kettle, and about how the air vents in the bottom, you know, where you adjust for your temperature, your air to get in and out, you know, kind of a gap on there. So I don't know if that's supposed to be that way or if it's not, but if you have a Blackjack Kettle, you know, let me know in the comments below, and if it's supposed to be that way or not. You know, I'm new to this just like everyone else, but I'll probably go ahead and contact Oklahoma Joe's and just to see what they say about that. But other than that, I think it's a solid kettle, you know. But I'm gonna get it seasoned, you'll see that too, and then I'll cook on it, you'll see that too, and we'll see how it performs. But you know, this is it. This is all it was. It's just putting it together. Pretty easy. The only thing, you know, if you're not able to lift the top lid to attach to the hinge, you might want to get some help for that. But if not, you know, one person can do it. As you saw, I did it. But other than that, simple to assemble. So if you have a chance, go out and get one. And let me know what you think about it also. Until then, smoke on, everyone.